Hello, Jonas, Nina. Welcome here. Welcome, everyone else. Tell us how you are today.
Hi, we feel good today. We feel fine. We have been working on computer a lot recently because we are giving seminars, planning things. Nina is digital creator, web designer, so she's designing everything that we're doing. And yeah, we spend a lot of hours on computer recently. So we feel after the seminar on Sunday, we need some computer off time. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
still we feel fine.
great. Great. Yeah, I think I need the same as well. But it's good that at least we have that view of the valley where you are, and that also give us like a wider landscape. And Nina, tell us
Yeah.
how you feel today. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited for what we are going to talk about and share our experiences and yeah.
And we're happy to meet you finally.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, me too, very much. Very happy to meet you, and obviously, through your stories and sharing about your stories has been super motivating for me, and I'm sure that is going to be to other people as well. Maria Rosa, buenos días. She's saying buenos días. How do you say good morning in German?
Good morning.
Guten Morgen.
So beautiful. I have always wanted to learn German. Maybe one day I will be able to speak at least a few words because I think it takes a lifetime to actually speak properly.
Yeah, German is a complicated language actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful, like the way the words are written. For example, I was seeing your Instagram handle, Jonas, which is like some words. I am going to share it here so people can see it because I was exploring what it meant.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a bit why you chose that Instagram handle? Because for many of us, it could be like just so many words, but I
Yeah.
I had to put it
Actually,
in the translator.
yeah, it's actually three words, but you can't separate it, so I had to write it together. And it
Ah,
means
okay.
gemeinsam erschaffen wir. Together
We
we create, or if you spell it the word by word, together creating we. So we are creating together.
Ah, okay, that's great. So when I first saw it,
Yeah,
I thought it was a super long word, but now you're telling us it's three words because I
yeah,
know in German there are also like
that's word.
really long words as well.
That's word. This is something I really love about the German language, that it's so perfectly describing something in a detail.
it's
Yeah,
a very practical language. Like
practical language
it
to describe something um, so
literally.
literally properly that everybody reading this word knows already what it's about.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, and I think that helps a lot when you want to be concrete and go straight to the point to explain something.
Yeah,
Sometimes here in Latin America, for example, we use a few words or many words in order to get to the point. But well, what have you experienced, for example, while being in the beautiful place that you are at the moment and coming in contact with this culture? How do you feel about it? How has it been for you, like sharing these different or varied ways to approach the world?
um, actually, what um, impresses me is that people are the same all over the world, no matter where you go. The same types of characters you can encounter, you can get to know. we feel actually it didn't took long for me to feel really home here in a way.
Mm.
People are super kind to us,
Yeah,
super helpful. Actually, more than what we know from Germany. So,
absolutely. Much more friendly. Yeah,
and open,
I think
interested.
we only had positive experiences.
Yeah,
Like we had no strange experiences because we are foreigners. Like what we encountered here was really open and friendly, helpful people.
yeah.
Like really, really beautiful.
And
And
even if they call us gringo, we don't feel that
no,
it's in a bad way. Yeah,
no,
people approach us say gringo, but they're very friendly
yeah,
same time. It's just an expression for foreigners.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a
Yeah,
fact. Like, it's just a fact. It's, yeah,
Yeah, we're the
it's
gringos here.
gringo, gringa, but they call one another what is
Negrita,
negrita,
a friend of ours.
you know, negrito, negrita,
that's
Yeah,
gringo, gringa.
That's so amazing. It's really nice that you take it that way because it is like that. It's when people use it
Yeah,
to refer to people who come from other places. It's like a nice way of calling them. Maybe a few years ago, or when the word was created, was a little bit despective, but nowadays it's just like a kind way to refer to another, to a person who comes from another country. So it's good.
yeah,
But as you were saying, Nina, that you don't feel strange there, like foreign. It's great because that's what we are all realizing nowadays, that we are a one humanity, that those borders that we have created for so many years, they are dissolving little by little, and all these
yeah.
exchanges help us realize about this more and more. So thank you so much for coming to this part of the world and to let us know more about you as well. Thank you so much. So I want to say hello to the people who are here today with us. If you would like to tell us comments, say where you are watching, and also if you have questions, please write on the comments. We will be super happy to read them and make you part of this conversation. Okay, so
absolutely.
for sorry, Nina.
I said yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so for those of you who are new to Ecosinnova, Ecosinnova is an awakened ecosystem where we create conscious networks. It is thought to be a platform in which we can know more about the beautiful and amazing life stories that are happening around the world. Also, know a little bit about people who are creating conscious enterprises that they have their startups, for example, that help the planet Earth in one way or the other. In Ecosinnova, we try to make different talks or meetings like the ones we are having today. And these series of talks are called Transforming from Within, because we are focusing on the fact that any transformation that we want to see in the world starts with us. So, in order to start, I want to introduce you a little bit more about our special guests from today, whose names are Jonas and Nina. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's see a little bit more about them. Okay, so AnnaNina, good, and Jonas Kirsch
Yes, yes.
have
Yeah,
been traveling.
that's fine.
Was it okay? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
They have been they have been traveling to beautiful places in Peru, where they currently live since a few years ago. During the journey, They have encountered different challenges personally and as a couple, which have helped them grow and find themselves every day more in love with life and with each other. We want to thank you to be here, to learn more about their beautiful story of wisdom and courage, where they have learned many valuable lessons that they are now ready to share in order to support and bring to others these learnings that they have had in their lives by coaching people, offering service to the world. So we will hear from Nina and Jonas the different things that they are doing in order for you to contact them to experience what it is to have a fulfilling life, just as the one they have been creating for themselves. So welcome the two of you. Let's
Like,
continue and tell us a little bit about that amazing place where you are at the moment.
yeah. So
Okay, Nina or Jonas, who wants to share?
I just want to correct a little bit what you just said. We are not here in a few years. We're just here for 10 months right now. So we kept traveling
Okay.
to Peru in May last year. We were traveling for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then for 10 months now, we are at this place here. And yeah, at first we were traveling. We didn't know what to do in Peru, where to go. And then we decided we want to be with horse in a way. And we got to know someone for the platform Workaway, where you can yeah meet other people, work at their place, and for that live there for free. And we did this, and it was like I would say 1 hour away from this place.
Half an hour. Ah, from this place, yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, from the village, about half an hour.
yeah,
Yeah.
our dogs.
Our dogs.
And yeah, it didn't work out so well. This family we have been into was a little bit with personal issues, and then after 2 weeks we decided, okay, we have to leave now, and came into before we already saw this valley here, and we thought, okay, actually would like to find a piece of land um, owned by someone who needs people maintaining something, building something, cutting trees, whatever. And with this plan, with this wish, we went into the town here, into a cafe, and somebody approached us and asking us, okay, what are you guys doing here? And we told our story, and we said, maybe you know someone who owns land in this valley, who needs people to take care of it, and for that we can live there for free. And he said, actually, I'm the owner of this cafe
Cafe.
here, little bistro. And this eco lodge belongs to me too. And in the valley, I have a place with a little hut and a little kitchen room. And yeah, if you like, you can go there. And he went off, took the keys, came back with the keys. You can stay as long as you like. Just
The
take a
only
taxi and go.
the only condition, there is a dog that lives there, and you need to take care of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he didn't want rent to pay us. Like,
We didn't have
he
to do anything.
refused. He refused for us to pay him rent. So he just wanted that we look after the dog, because before we came, he had somebody employed to go and feed the dog every day. So,
Ah,
of course, it was also a win situation if somebody is there, staying and living in the place. Yeah, really
so
amazing.
amazing. So beautiful what you're saying because life always aligns so perfectly that we always come across with the people we need to come across with. And that encounter was certainly for you. That
Yeah.
person was
Yeah.
there just waiting for you, even though you didn't know, he was already there waiting for you. So, so beautiful and congratulations because you manifested it in your reality.
And this is actually what we have been discovering the last year, I would say that always when you want something, really deeply want something, it comes into reality, if you can imagine it. And we went to Peru, there were a lot of issues. We had to solve money issues. We didn't know how to do that. Actually, we were in debt. How in
We
debt?
had debts,
Yeah,
like to pay
yeah.
off.
Pay off something or still. And but we said we want to go to Peru, but we didn't know how. And instead of staying in this circle in your mind of how am I going to pay it? I need to find a solution. How am I going to do it? We just said, okay, there are so many things we can do and we have to before. Let's go on with this. Don't focus on the money problem. It will solve itself one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it was like this in
yeah,
the end.
an important thing to say is this was a very short period of time. We, like, from the moment we decided that we want to go to Peru and leave Switzerland and Germany, um, to the flight we booked, it was just 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And we had so many things that we didn't know how are we going to solve it, but we flight because that one was clear for us. It
Yeah.
was such a clear one. And when you have a full yes to something and you really know you want this, no matter what, and maybe you don't know how, but you just know that's what I want, everything else just
Falls in place.
falls in place. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
Complete.
And yeah,
That's so
it can
amazing. I
only,
completely agree.
yes, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Mhm.
Yeah, it can only happen if you don't have the doubts. Like maybe you have the doubts, but you don't give attention to them, but your focus is different. So for us, the situation was very much like, okay, we have this and this and this that we don't know how we are going to solve it, but we know it's going to be solved somehow. I don't know how, but somehow it's gonna work out. Yeah.
Actually, we didn't
Exactly.
even know it's going to be solved somehow. We just said to do everything that we can.
Yeah.
And then we see in the end what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like with Nina's apartment, we had 5 weeks to clean out an apartment, entire apartment
With the attic
with the
and the
attic,
cellar full of stuff.
and had to get rid of most of it and to sub-rent the apartment afterwards so that make it as unpersonal as we could so new people can come inside live there with okay some furniture and kitchen equipment what we left there. But the time we booked the flight, we didn't actually until 1 week before the flight went. We didn't have anyone to rent this apartment, and still we said, okay,
Wow.
we don't know, but it's going to happen somehow. And then, like few days before the flights went, there were people coming and signing the contract of okay, we want to have that apartment. This is how we discovered everything fell into place just because of decision that we made.
Yeah.
That's so
But have to
amazing, and
jump,
that's right.
take the jump and make the decision and final. Like you had, like we booked the flights, and we didn't know how everything is going to turn out, but the decision was so clear. So everything else followed.
Yeah,
So beautiful, and congratulations for that. And I think that's what you're exactly going to teach us today through your example, through your life. And that's what surrender is finally about, like to accepting that in life we actually don't control anything, even if we think that we have the control of something. When we surrender and with that we accept that the only thing we actually can do is to surrender, then life says, okay, now that you surrendered, let me help you. And then poo, 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 life arranges
yeah.
everything in
And the
order
same
for
time,
us.
yeah, at the same time, it means surrendering to yourself as well. So if there's a wish that you have, just surrender to that fact that this wish is there. You cannot just swipe it away somehow and it disappears. It will always be there. So just surrender to yourself as well. That's no matter what. I want to have this car, or I want to go to that place, or I want to talk to that woman. Yeah. And if this is inside of you, you just have to do it. And then life will give you everything that you need.
Exactly. That's so beautiful. And I think so many people, you are going to talk about personal relationships and your partnership as well, because there are many people that, for example, they say, oh, I would like to have a partner, a life partner, but maybe this person, no, but maybe that's not the person. Maybe that, and they keep doubting between different things. But when you say that you have a vision clear, then the universe basically manifests itself in such amazing ways.
And
Mhm.
it always gives you what you need, basically. When we talk about partnership, what we have discovered before was learning partners, I would say, with us too, but the ones before, especially, to be honest with yourself, what you're actually looking for. Are you looking for a partner that you can love and that you can let be free? And you want to be free as well to be who you are and what you want to do what you want to do. And when I look at myself before, it was more like I was searching for something inside of my partner and my relationships that I couldn't give myself. And so you will
Mhm.
get this and realize afterwards that this is not what's satisfying you. So always be super conscious and aware about what you're actually looking for. But life will always give you exactly this, right?
And like we met at a point where we both gave up, like what
Mhm.
concerning partners, not gave up in a desperate way or a depressed way, but hey, you know what? Enough. I'm fine. I'm fine with myself, but it's um it's a how do you say, a thin line between this surrendering everything good, even when I'm on my own. I'm not searching, but I'm also not blocking. So um it's a between, you know, you're just in peace with the situation as it is, and there was, for me at least, a little bit of, okay, I'm fed up, and I think him too. I'm fed up. No women, no thanks, no guys, no thanks, I've had enough. And this is the moment that we weren't looking for anything, so we could meet on a completely different level.
Was just free.
It was
There was
completely
not
free.
a attachment from the beginning of I need you for something. It was just gratitude for there is this person now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
And I think for
amazing what you're saying.
yeah, for both of
Exactly.
us, I think it was first time that we encountered someone like this, from this place of gratitude instead of or wanting something that I was missing and wanted so desperately. From like it's a completely different approach. Yeah.
It was just free. So everybody of us lived his went on living his life and telling each other, no, today I don't have time. I want to do something else, and it was fine for everybody. There was no, oh
Mm.
no, I want with you. Oh, please, I convince you to do something with me today. Yeah, it was
Mm.
just okay. You have something else to do. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to take care of myself. No problem.
Almost every time we met and we parted, like when we said goodbye, it was like we didn't have we didn't know when are we going to see each other again. Are we going to see each other again? Like there was nothing. So it was completely letting go of everything, of any attachment every time.
And in this time, I was living with a shaman, and
Ah,
I
yes.
was I had really had to cut on work that I was doing them. So there were weeks we didn't even text.
No.
Yeah, and I didn't even know when will I come back or will I come, where will I go next? I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was every time, like Nina just said, saying goodbye for I don't know how long,
Yeah.
or are we going to see each other again? And this made it so free in the end that there was no attachment, no ego involved, and so every time,
At the beginning.
yeah, so every time we met, it was just free, and that made us experience a lot of very impressive things between each other happening.
Yeah.
For sure, of course, and being in the present moment with what was happening in that specific new encounter that you had. I suppose that it was like seeing each other for the first time every time and every time again, without any
Yeah.
expectation of what was going to come next, but just experience the beauty and the joy of seeing each other again.
Yeah.
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 That's so beautiful. And in the photos that we were seeing here, we can see such beautiful eyes in the two of you, completeness, two whole human beings coming together, mature enough in order to share their lives together and see what was going to happen. So let's talk a little bit about that magic, because you two have struggles at the beginning, the two of you in your childhood. Maybe you had like what people call self-esteem issues or things like that, and not everything
Definitely.
was super easy at the start. So maybe we can start with you, Anina. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your childhood, and then we can talk about Jonas, and see
I'm
how
going to
magic
get
started
some.
happening. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I come back.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So yeah, I wrote this text for you. So I think I'm going to start there. This is my son, by the way, when he was 7. On the photo. Yeah. So as a child, um, exactly, that's me. My mother, and this keeps coming back to me, this information. My mother tells me that as a small girl, and I'm talking very early childhood, so maybe until 3 years or 4 years, that I was just completely open to everybody. Like we were on a train, and I would just walk through the seats and smile at every person and reach out for their hand. And she said she always had to take care of me, that not that it didn't happen that someone just took me, because she said you would have gone along with anyone, because I was so open. And this keeps coming back to me, because I think that this is our true nature when we are really open. And of course, throughout my life, with the experiences that I made, I built up so many walls to protect myself, that I couldn't even reach for this place anymore. Like I didn't remember it or what it feels like. And um, I think this is why it's coming back to me, and I keep remembering this, um, what told me, and just to remind myself of the essence of my heart, like that is me. And even though I have torn down many, many walls, like in that past, I don't know, 20 years. um, I am still struggling with this, or observe in moments that um, I encounter somebody maybe, and I can watch myself how I am being completely open because I have these thoughts in my mind and doubts or fears or, like that are holding me back to be completely open. And I think a lot of people are struggling or seeing this or experiencing this. Um, yeah. And in my teenage years, I was very, very shy and introverted. Like, I think people from outside always had a different impression of, but that wasn't really true because at the same time, I could be loud and, how do you say, naughty or or whatever. But I was feeling so insecure inside myself. Um, so often I didn't do the things that I would have liked to do or say the things that I would have liked to say, and just kept it to myself. And then slowly, I began to realize. And when you start to become aware of things like that, life throws the situations at you so you can test yourself and grow. So once you see an issue that you have, you will be thrown into the situations that give you the opportunity to learn and to grow and to free yourself of this. And I became a mother at 19. Uh, and I would always say, yes, that's him. That's him on the one picture with me when he was 10. And the picture of him alone is now a few months ago. Now he's 17 and will be 18 this year. Yeah, I would say that he was my absolute greatest teacher of all the teachers that I had in my life, like spiritual teachers, yoga teachers, mindset coaches, or people that supported me in any way. He was definitely the greatest teacher of all. Because you just can't run away from yourself anymore when you have a child, and especially a child like him that will see right through you. Like, it was amazing. At a very young age already, he could see right through every behavior. Like, he would look at you, and when he was about 4 and 5, he would look at me and said, "Mom, this is manipulation because you are only saying this because actually you want me to do that." So he would see right through everything. So there was no chance I could be lying to myself anymore. So I learned to reflect differently on my own behavior. And also with a child, it's different than with a partner because it's the same triggers and the same intensity, but it's so clear who is the adult one in the relationship that you have to take responsibility. Like with the partner, it's easier to do the ping pong game, it's you and you and you. It's easier to, how do you say, to put the responsibility outside of yourself, like to push it away. With the child, if you are um, really honest, you can't do that because it's a child. So it's super clear that the responsibility is yours, which is why I say that he was really my greatest teacher. Um, yeah, and helped me to grow to where I am today. Yeah. And also through many relationships, also always good teachers, my past partners, and the issues and situations we had that um, helped me to grow and see myself in a clearer light, in a clear colors, and be honest with myself, and more honest, and grow there slowly, step by step, to really see myself for who I am in the good things and also in the ugly things. Like we all have beautiful sides and ugly sides, each one of us. And it's important to look honestly at everything, like to be able to look in the mirror and clearly see who I am for my beauty and my light, and also what I bring that is not beautiful and not light, like ugly, and to be honest about it, not to put with the finger and say, you are so ugly, but to look at myself and say, wow, that was really ugly of me. Like I was not being beautiful, you know, to be able to, was heißt eingestehen, to admit everything, like how great I not to make myself small, and how bad I am not to make myself look better, you know, in both ways, just to be honest. Yeah. And I think in the last 2 years, I've come much closer to this state, like that I don't need to wear my masks anymore, or less and less and less. uh, Even towards myself, you know, it's very often we, like in encounter with other people or in relationship, we just see how um, are with ourselves. So if I feel insecure about some things and need to, and can't, like if I still have places inside me where I'm not being honest with myself, this will show in my relationship. Yeah. And especially with Jonas, also very much like my son, actually. It's interesting. They have very similar traits in just seeing through everything, right through everything. Like with Jonas, there is also for me no chance to any game or be dishonest, even if it's being dishonest, like not intending to tell a lie, but not the raw truth. And maybe I don't see it myself. So he was an incredibly great teacher for me too, to see clearly and be honest and admit things, because that's how we um, free ourselves of everything that is keeping us from really being ourselves. Yeah. So it's a journey. And I think if I had to give a key word to, or, and to myself, it would be honesty and truth. That I think is the key word in growth and freeing oneself and creating. It needs the truth about everything. Yeah.
This is so amazing what you just shared, Nina. Thank you so much for your deep sharing, your words. I love it how much space there is, like in the words that you share. Because one thing is to share from the content of the mind, and another thing is to share from the heart for what you have been filtering out from all those experiences, and you are giving us the essence of what you have been learning through all this. So thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot, and I am sure that many people that will listen to this message is going to be touched as well. And I appreciate a lot what you said about your son seeing through you so well. I have been a teacher of children for so many years, and it's amazing to see that. The first years that I started being a teacher, it was difficult, like to keep the discipline in the classroom. It was so difficult, and I realized how much the way I was in the classroom would affect everything else, and completely they would
Yes.
respond completely to me. So nowadays everything flows so well, and I see how much they truly connect, and they are the teachers. I was supposed to be the teacher, but they have
Yeah.
been the teachers that I have had all these years, and it's super amazing. And I value so much what you said about um, the ping pong game with a partner in the moments in which you start projecting towards each other, because each person assumes that the other person is a grown up adult, and what happens in reality is that we encounter other adults that are actually wounded children on the inside, that come together to meet another wounded child in their adult years, but at the same time they haven't healed that. So that's why it's so important in relationships to be so compassionate, so nurturing towards each other. And if the other person cannot be nurturing towards you, it's because that's the moment in which you have to realize, oh, come on, I'm the adult here. I cannot expect the other person to treat me as if they were my parents. So I would be the parent that I truly need in my life. So then eventually, when you can be your own parent, then you grow in a way in which what you can offer to that person is that nurturing. If the other person hasn't already healed that wounded child, then you can at least offer that whatever your partner is needing, until that person elevates as well to the point that that person can also nurture himself or herself, um, in a way in which you meet together in the adult world. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Nina. It's so important what you're saying, and I think that's one of the components that make um, relationships so strong as the one that you have with Jonas at the moment. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. Okay, Jonas, tell us how you're feeling when you listen to Nina talking about her sharing, which when she shares all the things she has gone through, and how you have received her in your life. How has it been for you to meet a woman like Nina?
So we talked about it before already. I was telling that, um, yeah, like two wheels grabbing into each other that suit perfectly, not just the good sides, but the bad sides and the triggers as well. So a rise between of us, both of us were affected by it.
Yeah. Both of us are
So there was
super triggered.
there was for me, at some always I came to a point where I couldn't be helpful and nurturing to Nina at that point anymore, because I had to take care of myself. And everything that she told about her childhood, I would say in a way was on the opposite side, like on the other pole, in my life. So um, somehow it's then hard when you didn't have solved that issue or that blockage trauma inside of yourself. It's hard to understand what the other one is going through at the moment. Then distraction comes and you say, okay, but this is yours, don't treat me like this, just hurting me. And for a long time it was like, Nina, I cannot deal with this anymore right now. I you just need to go. I cannot stand that pain anymore. And long I didn't realize, even though Nina kept telling me, like, okay, Jonas, this is not the time where you have to look at it and where you have to find out what's going on. For me, it was like, yeah, but if you don't behave like this, I don't have the issue and I don't have the problem. And just after solving that, really, I would say that the biggest trauma that in my life, the biggest blockage inside of me, I can now see and feel, okay, what's really going on? The truth now? What's the reality? Um, what belongs to whom here? And from a point inside of myself that's just centered and clear, to say, okay, this is not mine, but I'm not affected by it anymore. It doesn't hurt me anymore. You doesn't matter how you in front of me, I can take it um, unpersonal somehow. It's not that I feel hurt and I feel pain in because I pain that came from my childhood, that make us come into a situation after some time that's what was not nurturing or not healthy anymore,
Yeah.
and we could not be the other anymore. And so I would say always when pain arises, then you have to look at and you have to find out what's the real issue here and what's the real problem here, because you can get to a point of inner being where just nothing hurts you anymore. Doesn't matter how somebody approaches you, it just doesn't hurt anymore because you can see where's the responsibility and who is responsible here and whose issue is this. Yeah? And I think this is very, very important to realize that there's really a state of being you can tap into or become where not where you're of things that are outside of you. You're not affected anymore. But you have to solve these traumas, I would say, let's say traumas, because most of the times it comes from the childhood where you experience something, you deal with it in a certain way because you didn't know better as a child. You were just protecting yourself. Once you have solved this, then somebody doesn't matter how somebody approaches, you can see, okay, this is you right now. It's not my problem. I don't feel that this is my problem, and I don't have to take care of it. Yeah. And really, this is what you can a state of being that you can perceive or be in as a human being. But you have to do the work,
Yeah,
definitely.
to get there. And we're not there.
Exactly.
We
Not fully.
not fully, no. Sometimes we manage, and we manage so better than when I look back 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I see how far I have come, but there are still many moments where like things arise inside of me and I feel like, wow, the situation that happens outside of me is taking control. Like I'm not my own master, right, of the situation. So whenever this happens, you have the chance to look, to look what what inside me is causing this. Because if there is nothing happens and you're just calm, like that it doesn't influence you.
So amazing, so important what you're both sharing, and at the same time, I think those moments in which, for example, you cannot recognize what's going on in you because you both have mentioned the moments in which you can become aware of what's happening in you, and then decide or say, okay, that's yours, that's mine. But there are moments, and in the relationship, in which you probably don't have a clue what's going on, and that's the moment in which the other person can give you a clue. And that's what relationships are so important, because if we had all the answers uh, to ourselves, then we wouldn't need any type of relationship. Relationship also appear in a way to take us further up in the mountain that we are climbing, when we find points that we cannot go further on our own. So the other person can give us clues, even if it's with a trigger. That can be the clue that we need in order to keep evolving.
It
So tell us a
mostly
little. Ah,
happens
yes, sorry.
through the triggers. Yeah, it actually mostly happens through the triggers and through ugly situations, because that's the only way we really get to the truth, right? Because it gets so intense at one point that we can't look away anymore, that we come to a point where we have to say, fuck this, I don't want this anymore. That's the moment when you start to see. Because before that, it's not painful enough. So you can still turn around and walk from yourself in the end,
Live with it in a way.
with it in a way, But at one point, you had enough of yourself and your own shit. So you get to a point where you say, I don't want this anymore. I want to be different. And that's can start being honest, and nobody else can get you there. It's only you. Yes, they support you, of course. But if there is a part of you inside yourself that doesn't want to, no one else can get you there. It's impossible. And really want. And that means to feel pain, and it means to admit feel so ugly in moments. Yeah, when you realize, when you come to see the truth and get to the core of your issues, you are confronted with a lot of ugly feelings that you have to go through. And it's not a long process. If you get right, if you really let it arise, if you block it, it's super fast and you don't have to dig in the dirt for a long time. But we are humans. Like, I think very often these processes happen in steps, because at one point we start blocking again in the process of um, awakening or realizing or healing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and sometimes this process just drains so much energy that you say, I it's enough for I don't
It's too
want
much.
anymore.
Yeah.
I need a break, and then you have 1 week of pleasant feeling, pleasant encounters, whatever, and then you get to a point where you say, okay, I want to look at this again, and then the situation, people come, the tensions between you and your partner arise, and it gets ugly again, and you can work on it again. Yeah, and
Yeah.
but as Nina said, if you were fully dedicated into freedom now, then everything would come in a second, and you could go through it. The next time comes where you say, okay, stop for now. It's enough. It's just painful. I need to integrate it. I need to realize what just happened. And then it stops. And after some time, when you decide to look at it again, it will arise until it's solved. And even if you might tell yourself, okay, I'm totally fine now. I solved this issue for myself, then it becomes like a test. As many test situations as you need in your life, you're really fully solved it. And then it's Nina said it. It's just important to be honest to yourself, not to pretend to be something, not to tell yourself, I'm already done. I experience everything. I'm totally free. But look at the truths and the situations that come and how free you actually feel during them. And so
exactly.
Yeah, be honest.
The more we think we know everything. Sorry, Nina, go ahead, and then I catch up.
Yeah, I think we have a little delay in the connection. This is why sometimes we
Okay,
talk
don't
each
worry.
other's words. Um, I wanted to say something because you said that as a partner, you can support your partner when they're not there yet. Yes, you can. Um, if you have resolved the issue within you, only at that point you can. Because before, in a healthy way, right? And supporting your partner doesn't always mean to be able to be completely there for them and hold them and hold space. Sometimes this means that you say, stop here, and you solve this. And when you are calm again, you come back. But I don't like, he has to do this with me sometimes when things arise and I behave, I'm in my own, I don't know, in my own creation that I have in my mind that has nothing to do with reality. He sometimes has to um, just say, "Hey, stop here. Not okay. You go and solve this, and I'm here for you." Like that's the energy, I'm here. If you
Don't
want
project.
to project, if you really at it, I am here for you. But as long as you have your thing going on and you're projecting onto me, go somewhere else, leave me out of it. And this is also healthy, you know.
Of
Um,
course.
but
It brings the other one to his self responsibility.
exactly,
There's nobody like sometimes I tell her, Nina, I'm not your dad. I cannot solve what happened between you and your dad. I cannot be that nurturing daddy for you. But I can bring you to your self responsibility by just throwing it back to you and telling you, okay, this is yours now.
yeah.
I don't have anything to do with that. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't treat you like I don't know what. Yeah. It's just going on inside of you. And sure, can I be there for you? But just if you let me be there and if you don't make me the problem or the issue or
The enemy.
giving me the responsibility for your feelings right now. See? And this is the only moment where a partner then can be there for the other one. If,
Yeah.
if you project everything to your partner, you're the enemy and it's your fault, and I cannot help in any way.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is telling him, okay, this is now here, this is now the wall, I would say. Yeah. I, I, I don't want to be involved into this in a way that you would like it right now. You have to look at it, and if you come to a point where you realize, okay, it's my responsibility, then we can talk, and then we can go on solving this somehow.
Mm. So what I want to say is that support of our partner, that is really truly the support we need to get where we want to get, doesn't always look like what we have in mind or wish for.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
the prince on a white horse that's just comforting the princess
Yeah.
looks a little bit different when there's
a strong man,
when there's
right?
like a strong character inside of your relationship. Yeah, then it's not just there you go, you have cake with some whipped cream.
We
It's
can be like that too sometimes.
yeah, sure, but it's not just like that.
Mm.
You know? It's like both sides. There's the whipped cream and there's the whip as well.
The whip is the whip.
Yeah,
This is so beautiful what you're sharing, and I think it's really important because in the collective unconscious, we have had so many images of the prince in white horse that comes and saves the princess, and that thing is changing so much nowadays because people are realizing that a true partnership requires courage, as the one that you both have been having, and commitment as well. So I think having those two are super important because in the moment that you can tell your partner, go and take care of that issue yourself, I'll be here, that requires commitment from both sides, like from the person who goes and reflects on themselves and the one who stays in a way, not run away, because running away is another way to actually say, I don't want this anymore. And this takes me back to what Nina was saying before, uh, when we used to say many times, I don't want to feel this anymore, I'm fed up with this, I don't want to experience this anymore. Sometimes people equate this with the fact of, I don't want this relationship anymore. So then what they don't understand in those moments is that maybe what they don't want to feel is that pain, that discomfort anymore, and not the fact, I don't want to see this person again. So then they go on and on in different relationships trying to find that
Sure.
white, that princess in a white horse, or that super princess that is never going to say, I'm sorry, I don't like this or that, but a real person that actually will tell you one day, stop, I don't like what you're doing. So it's all the things that you have been saying have been jewels of wisdom for many people that maybe at the moment are struggling in their relationships, or maybe those who are still looking for a relationship um, with someone else, because eventually the main relationship we all need to look for is the one that we have with ourselves, and then eventually all the other relationships um, appear or happen because of that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for these important words and the
I just
invitation
want
of
to add
having
one
responsibility.
short thing about it. Um, so it doesn't mean that you have to be with the one that you are with right now forever. Because they're really people that don't want progress, and then they don't want to look at themselves, and they keep hurting other persons. And if you find yourself in a relationship like this, it's very important to be honest and say, okay, this person is hurting me on purpose, and he's not
Mhm.
willing, she's not willing to look at herself or himself. And if you encounter somebody like this, then it's really good to end to protect yourself. Yeah, you
It's
don't
true.
always have everything. Yeah, there are
It's true that
relationships. Somebody's coming. Wait a second. We got Rosario.
don't worry, a friend
Rosario, he's the
visiting.
guy taking care. Yeah, a friend, and he's the guy taking care of this property that we are renting. He was in Lima for 3 months now, I guess, because he had issues, and he's already. Hola, Rosario. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Sí. Estamos en un interview con una amiga de Colombia. Sí.
Entrevista, en una entrevista, en una
Entrevista.
entrevista.
Sí. Okay. Okay. Um.
So
Yeah. And so he came
so
back
now
today. Yeah.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
came
yeah. No,
into
I
the
just
house.
want to make like a comment there. That's so beautiful. We are talking in English, then they come and talk to you in Spanish, and we have here Stefan who wrote a comment in German, which I cannot understand a word. So I will put it here, and you can read it for us. Please tell us what Stefan is saying. Hello to Stefan.
It's
Hallo
a
Stefan.
Hi, Stefan. It's somebody we know from Germany. He said it's a wonderful page with beautiful pictures that are good for to look at for the soul.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Stefan. Thank you for your presence and being here with us today. Hopefully, you can stay until the end of this conversation and leave us comments or questions as well. Can you read it in German, please? Because it sounds so beautiful. I love German, the German language, and yeah, one someday I will be able to understand. So, how does this
So
sound in German? Can you read this comment?
Yes, it says wunderbare Seite mit schönen Bildern, die auch der Seele gut tun.
You can reply to him if you want, maybe in German. Tell him a message.
Yeah, he's actually talking. I guess he's talking about page like Ecosinnova, I guess.
Ah, okay, that's so amazing. Can you tell him in German that I am so happy that he has been able to look through Ecosinnova and found value in there, and that if he's not following yet the page, I invite him to do.
Ja, also Anna ist sehr froh, dass du dir die Seite angeguckt hast, Stefan, und dass du darin schönen Inhalt findest. Lade dich gerne ein, der Seite zu folgen oder sie zu liken und dir durchzulesen, was da so alles passiert ist.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope that other people who watch this stream later on, please super welcome to join. We would love to listen to your stories as well, because in the same way as Jonas and Nina have been super inspiring to us today, I'm sure that there are many people over there with amazing life stories that will nurture us all. And thank you, Jonas and Nina, also for all the beautiful comments you have been writing during the past few days about Ecosinnova, and I truly appreciate it, and I hope to have you again with more stories. But we haven't finished for today, of course. We still have a lot to share. So we have already talked about Nina's experience from her childhood. And Jonas, you can tell us a little bit about how it happened to you, that transformation, because you mentioned a little bit a few days ago that you were told to be like the ugly fat child or something like that when you were little, and how
Not,
that yeah,
yeah, please, I'm sorry.
how yeah, how that contributed in your personal development, and then eventually becoming the man that you are today, who's really confident, aware of himself. So tell us a little bit about your life story, please.
Yeah, so I was raised very protected, I would say. My parents didn't confront me with so many things, so I couldn't build up self-esteem. And when I was young, like even teenage times to 25, I would say, um, yeah, I was overweight. I had what's this pickle?
Um,
I don't know. I wasn't good looking. I was overweight. I had no self-esteem. A few friends, girlfriend, and until I came to a point where I told myself, okay, I don't feel comfortable like this. Why don't I change? And then I really started to change myself. And the first years of okay, realizing, I would say like 10 years ago, realizing, okay, what's going on the earth? What's going on? Yeah, what's happening here? Who am I doing here? I really fell into kind of, I would say, deep where I really close, I would say, to killing myself because couldn't be in that world anymore, and I couldn't be in that place anymore, and I just felt pain. Or let's say at some point I didn't even feel pain anymore. I was empty, and thought, okay, it doesn't make sense to live anymore. And then I started to came to a point where I said, okay, something arises, like a light arises inside of myself, saying, okay, be that I live a life that I don't want to live. I am, I took character traits on me that I don't feel comfortable with. And then it's when this whole journey started of changing myself, confronting myself with, okay, I don't feel comfortable in this situation. What can I do to feel comfortable? There were conversations I had to have with, let's say, my boss to talk something issues about I had on work, and I didn't feel comfortable. And I I was brave enough to have this conversation and said, okay, cannot be that I'm stuck in this kind of feeling all the time, and this knowledge or this wisdom of, okay, I have to face this conversation, I have to do this, was going on inside of me all the time. And then, okay, I really have to have this station. I have to find bravery inside of myself to have this conversation, and realize after I did it, how I felt, and that I felt good, and actually the outcome was in a way that I wanted. And from this moment on, I really I made a decision of, I want to change. I want to become. I don't want to, now you can see, I didn't want to become somebody else. I want to unfold who I really am, basically, and take all this mask off this that keep me away from being who I truly am. And so, yeah, this journey after the decision just brought me so many experiences that made me face all my fears, all my insecurities, all the lies that I was living in my life before. And this confrontation, I could really look at it and solve it for me. And this is um, it made me grow in the end, that I can say, okay, I'm able to do anything, able to confront myself with everything. And there's nothing to be afraid of. There's um, actually beauty in all these moments and all these situations that come to me, that bring bring me pain, or that confront me with unpleasant feeling inside of myself, because they made me look at it and overcome it and become more and more free, and become who I am today. And I would say I started to realize what's going on this planet, and that um, the people empowered, um, not willing that people become free. And from that moment on, I I really made a decision. I want to feel again. I want to feel myself again. I want to feel everything that surrounds me again, and not be stuck in my head and just with myself, and completely cut off from everything that's really there, basically. And the more I took care of myself, and empty myself from every trash that was going on inside of me, I can now feel what's really there. I can sit there, just be quiet, look at something, and there's no um, there's no distance anymore. There's no this is you and this is me anymore. This I feel the things in front of me, inside of me, like myself. And this is when you start to realize the beauty of life, basically, that you cannot find with your head somehow, that you can find with some ideas that you have, like with ideologies or systems that you follow. You will find it when you lose yourself, I would say, or lose the ego, the personality that's keeping you away from it, that's you from it. And it's really important that you make, at least you convince yourself, okay, I somehow I have this urge, this I want to feel this too, and then start your journey to walk towards yourself. And with every situation that you encounter, like I clean myself, um, you will realize the beauty behind of doing this, and confront yourself, and you will start to realize how beautiful life actually is when you invite it, or when you make space inside yourself for it. And this is really what I can just suggest to everyone watching this. Just start somewhere, even if the pile of appears so big. Just take one piece of it and start with one piece. And with every piece you take and everything you solve, you will realize that this is actually what being being a human is about. Everybody is thriving for, even consciously or unconsciously. People spending thousands of money of money to buy a beautiful car. It's just the urge of filling themselves with something nice, and then by buying the car, realizing, okay, this is the end. It's just a step to get there and to realization. But everything that a human being is doing is just to become full and blissful and happy and joyful. And at first you might start in the materialistic world, just buying you things that comfort you. But the older you grow, the older you become, you realize that you actually cannot fill yourself with something outside of you by taking it. Yeah, you just have to get rid of everything that's wanting anything outside of you be in a certain way. And once you did this, you can invite life really inside of you, not by I need it to fill myself, but I don't need it anymore, but I appreciate it to be there. And then you start to see, okay, actually everything's beautiful. No matter what I look at, if it's just the smallest flower or a grass or a butterfly, or no matter, you look at it and you feel it inside of yourself. And if it's you, and then you can see the beauty of that's actually there, that we miss, like 90% of humanity misses by being stuck in their struggles. Yeah, that the paradigm we're looking for when we die or we go to heaven is actually already there. It's just, can you see it or not? Yeah. And if you cannot see it, then do you want to see it? And if you want to see it, then start on walking and freeing yourself from everything that keeps you away from perceiving it.
Thank you so much, Jonas, for this amazing sharing. Thank you so much for the depth of your words and the space, as I was saying, that I could feel also when Nina was talking. And it feels that you both are speaking from the heart and from the space that you have created in yourselves, removing that trash that you were talking about, that you have very committedly been removing. So thank you so much for that. And as we have been seeing in this beautiful landscape on the background, eh, which is an invitation of that amazing landscape that you have been talking to us, that lives inside of each one of you, because you both are those amazing landscapes, um, manifesting themselves into people that are speaking to us. And life has brought you the blessing of also being living in a beautiful, amazing landscape nowadays. So I would like to invite you both um, to tell us a little bit about this landscape and how it has helped you in this discovery, in these um, realizations that you have been having. And before we do that, I would like to share here a video um, showing uh, the people that are here with us today. Uh, like an invitation to go into this same journey, not only of going into this beautiful, amazing landscape that is on the outside, but an invitation to continue deepening in the landscape that each one of us is in the depths of ourselves. So, thank you for the Sacred Valley in Peru, for holding you there, for receiving you and welcome you so you could bring these important messages to us. While we watched, I would play the flute and then you can both share a little bit about how it has been there for you to find this beautiful and sacred place. So let's see.
So basically, what we this is the real since we are not exposed to, for us it's a real sacred valley. And we keep saying that it's just the only God that you can encounter there is the one you bring yourself, the one you bring yourself into this valley. Because there's so much peace and purity, you get confronted with the war that you bring, yeah, yourself. You have to the chance to look at it. There's no distraction, there's no, yeah, nothing that is in war basically. It's just pure high rainforest. It's there for already, I don't know, thousands of years, not manufactured by people. There's so much variety of plants, of fruits, of animals, insects. Um, everything is just supernatural. Yeah. And so by being there made us really come to a point or come to the chance to really look at what's actually going on inside of ourselves, because there was nothing from the outside us anymore. No
No
distractions,
disturbance.
no
Mm.
disturbance. Yeah, nothing we had to take care of, no people we had to talk to, no noisy cars or city noises, whatever. Just us with nature. And so everybody's really dedicated to transforming himself. I can just highly recommend to go to a place where there's nothing but yourself. Then you will see, truly see what's actually going on inside of you. And you can really deeply look at yourself and experience yourself. And then you just need to be honest and say, okay, I perceive not very pleasant thoughts or feelings. And then just be there and confront yourself and just let it be and let it happen. Don't push it aside anymore. Look at it really deeply, honestly.
Yeah.
And I must say, this valley just becomes more and more beautiful the deeper you go. There's from our place now, 4 hours deeper into the valley, there's a small village, just a few houses, and then the next 4 hours later, there comes Karamaka. So there's basically 8 hours just of pure nature, and the deeper you go inside, the less people you encounter, and the more pure it becomes. As there are trucks going through, in the entrance of the valley, there are people having cattle, planting potatoes. There are people going to work with their motorbikes. But the deeper you go inside, the less people you will encounter. Pure, I would say, natural, the valley becomes. And so the river that flows through, it's just pure drinking water, basically. There are trouts living inside, other fishes. There is, yeah, just clear and clean water. When you go and have a bath inside, you really feel clean without having a soap or something. When you wash your clothes inside, you just need the water to flow through. And when you put on the clothes afterwards, they feel cleaner than when they come out of
Washing
a
machine.
washing machine.
Yeah, it's really crazy because we obviously we wash our clothes by hand, and most of the time at the house in a pot, we wash them by hand. but it's so different when we take our clothes to wash them in the river. They just feel so much cleaner.
Yeah,
So it's like the energy is washed out of them
yeah.
by it's amazing. And the same, of course, to wash ourselves. I mean, the water is cold, and now through the rainy season, we actually didn't go to wash ourselves in the river so often because there was no sun. But when there is sun, we really like to go and wash ourselves in the river because it's a completely different feeling than just washing ourselves with the water that is,
Even though it's
it's
rainwater,
rainwater.
it's
Yeah,
quite clean as well. But
yeah,
the river, you can see on the videos, there's a lot of little waterfalls, and um, like air is mixed into the water. See that this is just cleaning everything. It's the water is just super alive, and when you go in, you feel like it flushes through your body, flushes through your energetic body that's around you, and flushes out every dirt that's right. Same time, it's quite cold. We're here on 3,000 meters, so the river is quite cold, and we do. I don't know if you heard about it. This Wim ice bathing. You can really do it there inside of the river, so it's very healthy as well. Not in a just in an energetic way, but to increase your immune
in
system
a
as well,
physical way,
in a
yeah,
physical
for the
way.
body.
So you come out just energetically clean. You feel super fresh. You have clean and clear thoughts, and you feel energized and alive when you come out. And this is the we're just so grateful here, and to really experience this, and to be here in this super clean environment. The first month we have been down there in this little hut net and no phone connection. Um, we didn't feel dirty at all. We wash ourselves once a week, probably. We didn't smell. We didn't have the feeling of I need to wash myself. It was we just felt pure and clear. And then to realize when we go into the city to pick up money or to buy something, and we spent there a night, that after some hours in the city, like I want to wash myself,
Yeah.
I want to clean myself, I want to be clean. And then to experience the difference between of I'm just nature, purity of nature, and to be in the how is the difference of feeling, even in concern of how clean am I on the outside, and just a feeling of I need to wash myself, I need to shower now.
Yeah, we rarely get here actually. And after some days of not washing,
Yeah,
and it's amazing because now, like the first 6 months that we spent here in this valley, we lived in a very tiny hut that wasn't fully closed, so it was almost like sleeping outside with a shelter. Uh, we always woke up early with the birds when the daylight came, and you could you it was like being in the middle of a concert, like really really amazing. And even
yeah.
the difference from that little hut to the house we are living in now, which is basically in the same place. It's like 200 meters, uh how do you say,
On the other
lufta?
side of the valley,
Yeah,
yeah, just
10-minute walk from here. But we have the house, and we're very grateful for that because during the rainy season down there, it would have been super because nothing would have dried. Uh, but at the same time, just the of this house, even though it's a very natural house built of wood and clay, all from here, like local, uh, it's different.
yeah.
It's a
There's
difference in the
electricity,
feeling.
there's a fridge. We have internet here since 3 months. Satellite. Um, it's just not the same feeling anymore. We admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though
And
we are happy to have been there during the rainy season, because down there everything would have been just molded all our we didn't know how we could have kept them dry basically. So we're super grateful that we're here in this house. Same time, we must say, somehow we miss the place down there, and we are intent to go back there from time to time to experience this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little bit more comfort, and to be not just there on that place, but on the outside world as well, to through the internet connection, Facebook, social media, whatever. Um, it's just not the same feeling anymore.
No,
Yeah.
it takes you away from the moment, from being really in the moment. It's
Yeah.
incredible to see what difference that can make. Just like the first weeks we spent in the house here, we didn't have internet, and even then, without internet, it was already so different because we were not as close to nature, and there was already more distractions by, I don't know, just by the house itself and the walls that are closed.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because at the same time we are super happy to be here. It's an amazing, beautiful house, and we are so grateful. And at the same times, we can feel the crazy difference that a little comfort already makes. And then additionally got internet here after a few weeks in the house, and that made a huge difference again to yeah, it takes you out to different places, and it keeps you from just being what is here. And that was very interesting to see. At the same time, also with the internet, it was very important for us to get it to here and to connect with people and to be able to work. And there's always winning and losing in the situation.
Yeah.
It's a and at the same time a sacrifice, basically.
Yeah. But without having been down there for, yeah, this is
That's the place.
the
Yeah.
place. Yeah. The big tent-like place was where we slept in, and left on the left side of it there was a little kitchen room, I would say.
There is the small kitchen with the fireplace that we built, and yeah,
Yeah.
just enough space for a table, two chairs
Yeah.
in
And a
front of.
place to cook.
Mm,
Yeah. So to have been there at this place for 6 more longer, 7 months,
6.5
yeah,
months. Yeah.
really made us confronting ourselves, because there was just no distraction. As you can see, it was just pure nature, just in the middle, not in the just forest around, basically. And this was really this was really helping us in a way. Yeah, we didn't intend to go there to confront ourselves or to learn something, but it happened just by itself naturally, because there was just no distraction anymore and no running away from it anymore. There was 1.5 hours to the next village by foot, so you really decide then: do I go today? What do I do today? And yeah, you couldn't run away from yourself anymore. This was
No.
really the gift
Yeah.
that we got, was this place.
Yeah. Really, basically, you could say be stuck in a place with just the two of us, the animals we had, and no distraction at all. No Facebook, no internet, no phone signal. Um, and when you wanted, like when we wanted to be in contact with family or friends, we really had to decide we are going to the village today. So we walk an hour and a half and spend some hours in the village to be able to connect with people. But when we were there in the place and situations or feelings come up, we just had to stay. Like we had no way of running away. There was no way. So that was really the beauty of of this time and the treasure we got out of this by not being able to run anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for what you have shared with us. It's super important to have these reflections on what you are embodying in this life, what you bring for us. You have the jaguar as well in your trousers. Me- That's so great. Wow, so nice. Thank you so much for what you bring to us, and I'm so happy that life is giving you the chance of deepening into yourselves, deepening into that amazing place or places where you have been, in order to bring this. So, as I have been saying from the beginning of this meeting that we have been having today, what has brought us to this reflection is the fact of transforming from within. So, as we can see from your lives, you are certainly transforming from within the planet Earth in these beautiful, amazing landscapes, and at the same time within yourselves. And this requires a lot of courage and commitment. So, in this journey
Yeah.
that you have been traveling and having, eh, you have also decided to have a fulfilling relationship with yourself and also with your partner, because none of you have run away from each other. So that's also
Oh, we
something
tried.
super important. You tried. You tried. You tried.
Oh, we tried. And if we could have, we would have.
But as you said in the beginning, the lesson will come anyhow. Yeah, in any way. You cannot run away from yourself. It's not possible. You can run away from a partnership you have or a relationship, but the next relationship will give you the same present of look at it again until you finally solve it. Right?
Until you
Exactly.
commit to yourself and decide to stop running. Because you can run, but you will be running all your life and it will drain everything, drain you. It
Yeah.
will drain your energy, it will drain, and you can keep running as long as you want, but it won't get you anywhere. And it's a contradiction because when you stop running, you start to go places.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so powerful what you just said. Exactly, exactly. Because you are deepening in what you truly need to deepen, because that transformation doesn't come from the outside, but from what happens inside of you.
And life
And
will present what you need always. Right? Like I said, you cannot run away. Life will always give you what you need. And if you don't want to look at it at first, it will increase the
Will grow.
intensity of the situations until you have no choice anymore but to look at it.
completely, completely, exactly. Okay, so let's continue to talk about the intimacy and how how much you have been deepening in yourselves and together as partners in order to realize more things about yourselves. So tell us a little bit about the experiences that you have been having in an intimate way when you have connected in your sexuality as well with each other, because you both expressed that you wanted to share a little bit of that with us today. And then we will make the invitation to other people to join you in a seminar that you will be offering tomorrow. So, for the people who are watching, uh, if it's possible that you stayed until the end, because we are going to make that invitation to you. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell us, um, how has this journey been?
It was really, really intense, more intense than we discovered before, actually. Um, Especially in the beginning when there was no attachments, and like we said in the beginning, there was nothing to hold on. We didn't know if we're going to see each other again. We didn't know how long we will have time together. Um, Through the pureness of the encounter, and then through sexuality, we experienced different, like let's say, different kinds of reality we could tap in for moments, I would say, for seconds or for minutes, that that like threw us out of our real, let's say, this reality experience, this body experience, and we found ourselves into other realms of, I would say, reality or truth, or however you want to call it. And we got like pictures that came to us, or situations that we have been seeing, or just finding ourselves somewhere in space, everything black, you could just see the stars,
The
the
and it
universe. Yeah,
happened simultaneously. We were both in the same places, even though we didn't know what the other one was experiencing in that exact moment.
yeah,
But we shared afterwards, and we were in the same places, like we same things. Like, for example, one time we were catapulted into the universe. It was black and only stars, and Jonas um, basically ejaculated into the universe, and I saw the exact same thing. It was my experience as it was his, without speaking about it. It was so amazing. Or we were taken to places, landscapes, that I saw in pictures, and he saw those pictures too. Or while we were making love, I saw the earth opening, like a, or waterfalls, and the earth opening to let him in, like basically the feminine, the earth opening up to a man, inviting to come in. That was really amazing, and it wasn't coming from my mind. This was like I wasn't thinking it. It was just happened, and the pictures came, and we were in the places.
yeah. And to see to experience the difference, the sexuality that we had before, and then to find out somehow what it is connected to, and what does it need from a man to get into this kind of state of being, and what is it does it need from a woman, really bring these two together. And maybe if I can give how it's important for men to be as clean as possible in his mind, in his thoughts, so he can really just be present. And the difference between of, yeah, you have your partner and you're like watching TV and you're doing this, but you're with your focus and with your energy, you're not here, but you're there watching something. And then there will be no response from your partner. But if you're really present and feel, just present, feel the touch of the skin of your partner, and there's no attraction anymore, then this will make something arise inside the woman. It will open up the woman in a way. And then let's say the task for the woman is really to let this energy arise inside of herself,
To surrender to it.
to surrender to that energy, and
Yeah.
to just let it be. And like the man is a empty rocket, I would say, that can go to space, to consciousness, to sacred connection to God. And the woman with her energy is the fuel for that rocket. And without one of them, it cannot go anywhere by itself, and the rocket cannot go anywhere by itself as well. So these both have to come together. An empty rocket, which represents the man, and fuel with all the intensity that is inside of a woman, all that sexual energy that's inside of the woman, that it's million times higher than what can happen inside of just a man. When you bring both of them together, then you really will go
Go
somewhere.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is really important for men to realize that clean yourself as you can and find a way to be present as much as you can. And then this energy will arise naturally inside of a woman. And then the only thing the woman has to do is not to suppress it and not to put the hand on it and to keep it down, but just let it arise.
Yeah. Which was actually the our very first intimate moment. Um, like the way we met, we shared from the beginning with each other. I'm not interested in women at the moment, and I'm not interested in men at the moment. Uh,
Needs.
any sexual encounter, I don't want it. That was super clear inside of me. I just want to be with myself and not lose my energy in sexual encounter. And he told me women are taboo. I'm traveling with this shaman at the moment, and women are taboo, right? So this is how we met. And so I wanted to respect this. I felt attracted to him, but I knew at the same time I didn't need it, because actually I was in a place where I didn't want it. So he came to visit me, and that evening we went to bed, and I am to sleep in my bed with no intentions of anything. And we were laying in bed, and I couldn't sleep. I was turned away from him. I couldn't sleep because there was this attraction, and I tried to keep it down because I didn't want to follow it, because I want to respect that he doesn't want to be with women, and I also wanted to respect, made the decision for the moment not to have any sexual encounters. And so I tried to suppress it, and I thought he was already sleeping, but he wasn't, and he could feel this, and that I was suppressing it. So out of nowhere, he just said to me, "Why are you trying to suppress this energy?" And I turned around and I look at him and I, well, why do you think I'm trying to suppress it? Because you told me women are taboo, so I want to respect this. And then I don't think he replied to it. I don't think he said anything, but then we just started to each other very softly, the hands the fingers, and from there, basically the river of of passion and love just took us.
Yeah.
And yeah, so because I had this idea in my head, I was trying to suppress this energy, but luckily he could feel that without me saying anything. And so I opened up to this and let flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is just what makes it so important that we take care of really cleaning ourselves. That there's a man that can be present in the moment and yeah, be the, let's say, be the empty frame to give space for the woman to actually paint inside of it. And then the woman that is has enough courage and is brave enough to actually paint whatever wants to be painted, and not suppress herself by thinking, oh, oh, what will he think about this color or this structure, or am I allowed to paint like this, or he might think this is not a beautiful painting.
What I also um, experienced, and that was very interesting, and probably the greatest difference to all the um, partners and relationships or sexual encounters I had before, um, that when I tried to please him, to make it good for him, the energy was gone. It was just gone. Like when I started thinking, oh, I touch him like this, he will like that. That's pleasing for him. That's what he wants. My energy was gone. And women, we are the vessel where the passion arises from, but it needs to be our own passion that we feel, like to let ourselves free and break and just let our passion drive us in that moment. um for that we need to feel safe, yeah, in the presence of a man, and we can feel safe in the presence of a man that doesn't want anything from us.
Yeah.
And then we can let ourselves fall into that, and follow our own pleasure,
And
and not just physically, it's on all levels. And just let us be taken by the river and just go along, like not with our head thinking what will he like, or am I doing this right, because every time I do and it happens sometimes, the energy just goes away.
it makes me become from this to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Nina's trying something that just is not herself, then I cannot feel that energy anymore. And that energy makes me rise in a way. And if this is not given, I feel by this indication that there's some struggle going on inside of Nina. And then we can communicate this and say, okay, Nina, what's going on right now? Before you were full of love and lust, full of energy, and now it's just gone. So what's happening? Yeah, and me same time look at myself. Okay, where was I? Was I distracted somehow, somewhere,
And
or
also
was
take
I?
away the energy, of course,
Yeah,
on the other side.
or was I still present? And when I can say, okay, I was just being there, feeling everything that's going on, be present in the moment. Energy is going away. I can see that. Okay, there's just some issues going on, right? And then we can talk about it and solve it in a way by saying, Nina saying, ah, I I don't know if you like it when I do like that. When I move like this, and I'm like, Nina, the only thing that matters to a man, to somebody that can feel this energy, is that you have this energy. And I don't care at all what you have to do or what you want to do or what you want to experience or how you want to move. All only thing that I want is to feel this energy. And the energy can just be there if you are yourself, everything that comes up with, everything that arises. When you have, sometimes you have to cry because this energy make like flush a trauma up, then you have to cry. Or if you want to love, you want to love. You if you want to have a specific position, for example, yeah, then we do that definitely, yeah, so that the man has no need at all, no want the woman to be any way for himself, like, okay, I want you to suck my dick like this because I like it. Yeah, if I as a man start to behave like this, the energy of the woman will just disappear.
Or it's just lust without anything else. It's just physical.
Yeah,
It works.
physical touch,
It
but
works, but it's not fulfilling.
and it's compared to the energy that you can actually feel, it's just
Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. It's also when I feel insecure, yeah, for whatever thoughts arise in me. Do I look good? Am I sexy enough? Every coming up like that suppresses the energy and stops the flow. And when I recognize this, these thoughts can come up without stopping me. If I don't listen to them, if I just let them be, because they come up. Um, but I stay in this flow and I decide to not let myself be blocked by anything, thoughts that come to my mind, then I can really fully give myself to him. And then he can also really start to lead. Only then he can really lead, because only when I give myself fully, he can lead. Um, and both are leading, one in the female and in the masculine way.
And you really feel like the energy is happening in between of two people. It's like two batteries charging, basically.
Exactly.
And then you don't need this fast, rough, like sex anymore. Then just when you are in the energy, then just a simple touch is already satisfying, that you feel like you don't need or want anything more in that
Doesn't
moment.
have to be
Doesn't have to
anything.
be. Yeah.
It can be everything, but it doesn't have to be anything at the same time.
And you can feel that, like the words between two people is opening up. You can feel by the touch that it's not just a physical touch, it's how to say, it's two units touching each other. And you can let yourself fall so deeply into this feeling, into this experience, that everything else just disappears. Just a melting of two universes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I said, I used to say or describe it like this, that like everything I knew was beautiful touch, physical touch. But when Jonas touched me, even if it wasn't in a sexual way, just when he touched my body in any way, it felt like he was touching all my bodies. Like, we have several bodies. We have the physical body, We have the, how do you say in
Emotional
English, the
body, the
emotional body,
energy
the
body,
energetic body,
in many different layers,
yeah,
let's say.
many layers. And to me, it felt like he is touching, with his touch, he's touching each one of them, and not just my physical body. Yeah.
How amazing. Thank you. Thank you, the two of you. I think this is so much needed at the moment, so much needed that we can realize the true nature of sexuality and coming together with a partner. And since the very beginning that you started describing the images that you had in your mind, I recognize how much the universe actually speaks through all of us. And those images that you described speak of everything that is happening at every moment in all the cycles of the universe everywhere. For example, that waterfall that we see in the back there, that is exactly what happens all the time. Like the earth is opening up in order for life to flow through it. And the more we realize that we embody that same nature, the better we can live in every area of our lives. And what you have been experiencing together is sacred because it's actually getting into the core of what is happening all the time. And as Jonas described, we are two universes touching each other. That's what we do on a daily basis with everyone. And the fact
Yeah,
that you have been able to experience this so intimately, I think helps you put this into words that other people can understand and experience it in however way it's better for them in the moment that they are in their lives, whether it is with a partner or whether it is with the way they relate to their families or the way they are relating to themselves, like experience life all the way in that sacred touch that we are always having with everything that we come in contact with, knowing that we are universes touching each other all the time. And that relationship that you have together obviously enhances it in infinite amazing ways in order for you to be able to bring this message for other people, because it needs to come through you first in order to be able to express it and share it with others. So thank you very much for this. I want to play the flute very quickly to
Yes.
be grateful for everything that have has been being weaved today in this conversation, and invite the people who are watching to stay for a little while longer, because we are going to share about a seminar that Jonas and Nina are offering that is going to happen tomorrow. And before that, we are going to show you a few beautiful images of moments that Jonas and Nina have been experiencing together. Yes?
I I want just to say something after you play the flute. I unfortunately have to go. I have another call right now. I didn't expect our conversation to be so long, so I would give this part to introduce everybody. So what we're doing afterwards, and I just have to leave after this.
Perfect. Let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. So I play the flute. We tell them about the seminar, and then yeah, we close for today. I think it's great. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks
And
so much
thank you for everyone who has been here
for
today.
giving us the opportunity to
Yes.
share something. I say goodbye at that point.
Sie wollte doch noch, dass du kurz bleibst.
Ja, für,
Für das Seminar?
ja, das machst du jetzt.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I have to say goodbye, and I thank everybody who was watching this, and I wish everybody the courage to really go for something, whatever it is. Just go for it and give everything, and you will experience how beautiful life can be. Actually, thanks so much
Thank,
for sharing this, for giving people the opportunity to talk to you and to share their stories, to give hope to people that there's more beside of the pain that you're feeling and more than this life that you're living right now if you make a truly decision from your heart. So thanks a lot.
thank you. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Thank you for your generosity today and in the previous day preparing all this offering. And I wish you the best tomorrow for the seminar. I hope I can make it to connect at least for a few moments because I might
Yeah.
go to the countryside. But thank you so much for this. So Nina, can you stay with us for a little longer, telling us about the
Yes.
seminar? Yeah, thank you. Bye, Jonas. Thank you for everything.
Good.
Thank you. Okay, great. So, as I was saying, Nina and Jonas have been preparing a seminar which they are offering in order to show and to share with you all of these beautiful things that, as we have seen, they have been learning throughout their personal journeys. So, go ahead, Nina, tell us about it and how people can join and what they need to bring or everything that they need to be prepared in order to be in this seminar, which I am going to leave the link over here in order for anyone to connect. Okay, so I will do it. And those of you who are watching from my personal page, I will paste the the message, the link there in the comments section as well. So you will find it as how to live a fulfilling life. I just pasted it.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead, Nina, and explain to us, please.
Yes. Well, basically, we've talked about some aspects tomorrow in this seminar. Um, it's We will share a little bit of our story, but only bits and pieces, not much details. We will go into a guided meditation that Jonas will guide to heal a relationship with one specific person, no matter whether they are still alive or already deceased. It doesn't make a difference, because unresolved things that we hold, grudges we hold, pain that is still alive inside of us, uh, are some of the biggest blockages we have that keep us from being free and really living a fulfilled life. So um, it is really about going into forgiveness in this ritual or meditation, whatever you would like to call it. So there will be a little bit of sharing. Um, Also, if somebody of the participants wants to share something, there will be space for that. Um, and the meditation. And I'm not sure, uh, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Jonas, as he works healer, he will do a healing session with one person, like live in the seminar that he picks. or that offers to hit themselves for a session, that want to experience this. Because obviously in the group it's different than individual work. So um, I think he will do that. And yes, and there will obviously be more seminars to follow in the future, maybe more specific on certain topics, or maybe just more like talks and sharings about certain topics. We were thinking about uh, the topic of healthy relationship as a next one, because I think um, uh, it's in the field somehow, and a lot of people are interested in this or asking questions about. Now tomorrow, um, as I said, we won't go into detail too much, and there will be afterwards the opportunity to write to us people are um, if people are sorry, das geht nicht. Kannst du keine andere nehmen da vorne auf der Couch? Sorry. Uh, yeah, if people are interested in specific topics, to please write to us. We will say this tomorrow as well again, so that we can plan other seminars with other topics for the future. Yeah, I think this is much as I can say. It's important to for the people that want to participate to um, think of a person, of one specific person that you want to heal relationship with, and the best case, bring a picture of the person just for yourself, not to show it to the people, just for yourself, so you can better connect. Um, and a place, it can be an imaginary place where you feel good and happy and relaxed. So this can be anything. It can be your home, a place you like to be, or it can be a place in your imaginary, like Caribbean beach, a lonely beach, or whatever place, or the top of a mountain, or at the beautiful river. Um, yes. And headphones are super good to bring, because it's just, especially for the meditation, it's better because you are more cut off from things that happen around you. Exactly. And to contact us, there is I think the link Anna posted to the Facebook event. But to participate, we need your email address. So it's important that you write us a message, or if we see that you are interested in, like if you say you're interested or want to take part, we will send a message to you asking for your email address, as we are sending the link by email. Yeah. Okay.
Great, Nina. Thank you so much. I hope many people will join you tomorrow. And I am going to
Yes, it will be
leave
full.
them. It's going to be great. I'm really going to make a space in order to be with you there tomorrow. Even if I am somewhere in the middle of nature, I will find a spot in order to sit down and connect
Beautiful.
for a moment. Thank you so much.
Mm,
So, how did you feel today, Nina?
thank you.
Here, how have you
Good,
felt
actually.
today here?
Good. I don't always feel super comfortable in front of the camera. This is something I am still learning, but I felt super comfortable.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so great. And thank you
Yeah.
so much for all the beautiful photos that you shared with us. Thank you for everything that you have put today in order to, yeah, to make us happy and to find so much wisdom in here. I want just to show really quickly photos of yours or of yourself with your beautiful animals that have been
Yes,
accompanying
Princess
you
Bride.
for these years, because they have a really important part of this story as well. So
Yes,
for you to see that they are surrounded with all these beauties there as well. This is a sweetheart, totally a sweetheart. So thank you to Rocky, Raji, Chaya, Lillian Bell,
yes.
and
Lily and
Gaia.
Belle, yes. Gaia,
Thank you to all of them for being present in your lives and to bring so much
yes.
joy to you. Thank you
Yes,
for
we are
that.
very, very grateful for all our animal friends. They really
Yeah.
sweeten our life. Yeah, and also when we did internet or anything, they were so much better than to watch anything. They were so funny. The two little cats, they came to us as babies. They entertained us so perfectly well. We laughed so much for their characters, the funny things they do.
That's
Yeah,
so
we're very
amazing. Really sweet. Yeah, and I think that you are doing a lot for them as well by sharing that love with them
yeah.
as well. So thank you so much for everything you have shared today, Nina. Um, I
Pleasure.
hope that thank you so much. Yeah, I hope that other people can watch this at a later moment. If you have been here connecting, please leave us your comments, say hi, a heart, whatever you want, so we know that you are here. And we would love to know how you found this conversation today, and how it was important for your life. So please let us know. And also, I will leave you here with the ways that you can connect. For example, with Nina, you can find her on Instagram or Facebook as AnnaNina Good, or also you can find her in her photography page. So I will leave all these links here for you to connect with AnnaNina in the comment section, and then I will leave you the links also to connect with Jonas, and at the same time I will share again the links for the seminar. Okay,
Beautiful.
here we have Jonas. Yes, of course.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see. I will put it there as well. Does Jonas use his channel, his YouTube channel?
Yes. Actually,
I have.
we also have another YouTube channel that is at the moment not so active, but we will post
Mm.
it in the future when we start to be more active on that channel that we have
Ah,
together.
okay,
Yeah, at
okay.
the moment it's best to contact Jonas's channel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, perfect. Great. And I will leave it again here the link to the seminar so people can connect. Thank you, Carlos. He's saying very interesting session. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments. Okay, and yeah, one last thing that I want to share is, well, say thank you from Ecosinnova. Tell you that if
Yeah,
you are already not following us, please do follow. We would love to have you there as well in Ecosinnova. You can find us on Facebook and in Instagram as well, and here as we are sharing right now. And also, I would like to leave two links to some um, articles or stories about Jonas and Nina. If you would like to share this with other people, you can share it as well. And if you can read it too, I think it would be good for you to read a little bit more about their life stories. And that would be the last thing here for people to have until we have the chance to meet again and be able to have you as a special guest again to see how this beautiful life story keeps developing and what's the next part of your adventures together over there or anywhere else in the world. Hopefully, Colombia could be the
we're-
next.
exactly. Yes, we are planning that, but it will take some time.
Okay, very, very, very welcome to come here. There are so many beautiful things happening here in Colombia regarding remembering our ancestral origins. So it's super beautiful, and I'm sure that when you come here, you will experience all that as well. So thank you for everything again. Thank you,
You,
and thank you to everyone who has been here. Do you want to say one last message to our beautiful audience?
well, as I said, for me, the keywords have become truth and honesty, and just to do the things you want to do, no matter what. Just follow your dreams, no matter what that is. Just do it. Take the jump.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Nina. Say hi
Thank you.
to Jonas again and to all the family, all your beautiful family members of four legs that live with you.
Yes, we also have another animal living with us here in the house. Sometimes it visits. It's a canchul.
Ah, wow. I have never heard of them before. How is it? What type of animal is it?
It's no, it's a little bit a mixture maybe of a rat and a guinea pig, and it has a very long tail with
Ah,
white
wow.
at the
I
end.
see.
Yeah. And it's not so big. It's about, I don't know, a little bit smaller than our cats.
Uh-huh.
Um, and sometimes it sneaks in and runs through the house, and then all the cats and dogs are after it.
Yeah. Wow, but they
Very
don't
funny.
attack it. They just follow it and it
They
runs
haven't
away.
managed yet. Yeah, they probably would or would try, but yeah, they haven't
Ah,
managed it.
wow.
Yeah.
How did you say it's called?
Canchul.
Ah, okay. When you describe it, I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, you can then eventually leave like a link or something with a photo so we can see how they are. But I think I know which ones are the
Yeah.
ones you're describing. Thank you for everything, Nina. So all the best.
Thank you.
Hopefully see
Yes,
you tomorrow in the seminar.
that would
And
be amazing.
until next time, Nina, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye for now. Thank you, everyone who were here with your presence. Thank you so much.
You.
Bye.
Bye bye.